Welcome to Star Geeks. If this is your first time here, all we do is talk about Star Wars mess and crap and all kind of fun Star Wars stuff, and we do reviews, yada yada yada. This is Sean,
This is Steve.
And this is Ed.
and Steve. You are a surprise tonight. You surprised us at the last second. I appreciate you here, my brother.
Just to be first and foremost on everything, I am not a Badbatch watcher. So I know you guys are talking about the episodes tonight, but I just miss talking to you guys. And you know what? I can jump into these shows when I want now. I got the login.
Yeah. Yes, you can. What's up, Zombie Hunter?
You could always kick me out if you wanted to, I guess.
No, it's all good, man. Listen, you kind of know the premise of the Bad Batch, and there's some things that, but we're not going to jump into a review. But I did before you jumped on, Steve. I was talking to Ed about collecting, and this weekend on the show, I'm gonna tell you all about something that happened to me at a con this weekend. But I'm gonna talk about that one in Geeks because there's a lot of shit that I gotta air out. But I didn't want to talk about it on Star Geeks because it's a little different premise. But Ed, I want to talk to you because I know that you are a huge Star Wars collector and you have some really great gems. And I just got on you a little bit about displaying your stuff, but I wanted to ask you, like, what is your ultimate display setup for Star Wars stuff?
So my collecting is interesting because I had a Star Wars epiphany. I want to say I was at Celebration 2. And we're waiting in line for...
Which, mind you, you went to Celebration 2. Not many people went to Celebration 2.
I was at Celebration 1.
Oh, wow.
That was... And nobody even knew what Celebration was at that point. But... and we could talk about that another point. So I'm at Celebration 2. We're in line waiting for who knows what. And while you're there, you're obviously surrounded by nothing but Star Wars uber fans. And we're talking about collection. And basically it's, oh, well, I have 12 boxes of collectibles in my basement. Oh, I've got 15 in my mom's attic. And all of a sudden I kind of thought about it. I'm like, I have all of this Star Wars collectibles and yet they're in storage. Why the hell do I buy it to store it? If I can't display it and put it out to enjoy it, then there's no point in buying it. So that kind of shifted my collecting, because prior to that, I was just buy, figure it out later. My favorite thing are the 3 3/4 inch action figures. I know not everybody enjoys them these days, but that was what brought me into Star Wars. I loved them as a kid, and probably up until
those things now.
up until about, I don't know, 10 years ago, I probably have nearly every 3 3/4 inch action figure of Star Wars that was released up until that point when I
You do. I've seen your collection. You do.
I think I counted somewhere in there, and I probably have about 2,500 action figures.
Right.
So, I mean, I have armies. I have armies of stormtroopers, but you may have seen, I don't have it because I'm broadcasting from a different location, but a lot of times I'll have that display with my original. Look at this.
Oh, you want to join in late. But thank you for coming anyway.
I was gonna say, man, like
I only came because you said you weren't gonna, and I was like, "Aw."
Yeah. Bye. Figure out where to put it later. So I have that one display, and that has all of the original Kenners up through like 1983. I want to do something with the rest, and my original vision was I have a spare room in the basement, and I wanted to build it to where it looked like the Death Star. So when you open the door, shiny black floors, the oblong lights, I wanted to feel like you stepped onto it, and then I would display what I wanted. And it's still an unfinished room. So,
and let me tell you, Steve, Ed is just like you. Ed can build anything. Like, I feel like you can build anything. So it bothers me because I've seen Ed, I've seen his layouts and everything, and I'm like, what are you waiting for? Like, you have all of it, and you just sit and it's just sitting in a basement, sitting there. And look, he has a lot. Like, our stuff. I feel like Ed's stuff can be just like ours.
So you have control over the basement, right, Ed? That's your domain?
Yes and no. That's one of the reasons that I'm in this different room now, is because the Star Wars room that I normally do this from is our like theater room. So I always feel bad because I set up all my gear and then my kids can't watch TV in there or invite friends over. So no, I think
Forget them, man. Kids ruin everything. Forget them.
So
I've
is
only-
your theater in the basement?
You make you, Ed. You make the money. Your kids just spend your money. Forget them.
thank goodness my wife does not watch this show.
It just I wanted to bring it up because it's just like all three of us have went through collection phases through the last 10 years. So and I've known Ed longer than I've probably known you guys, and about probably the same, maybe actually.
Yeah.
I've been to Ed's house, whatever, and I'm like, dude, you have all these Kenner pieces and you just haven't displayed them, and it just bothers me when I think about it. I'm just like, oh God, like how long are you gonna wait to display it? Like,
I don't know.
you ain't getting no younger. So
I was noticing too, like if you ever do want to do some like DIY stuff that looks kind of Star Wars. So like the back of some of my work van has like that little door that goes behind to close the cab off from like the back of the van. The metal pattern on there is the Star Wars pattern, like with the bars that are like offset, like half and half. I'm like, I could take this whole fucking thing off. I can make me a little thing. It looks just like Star Wars with that. And they sell those just like.
Well, you can even get big, like foam sheets and just edge it out to make walls.
You do that
Make
with some
wall
LED
panels.
work.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly. You get just LED work with some plastic sheeting to get that illumination, like like on the Death Star or even in like you can really snazz it up.
I'm gonna probably reach out to some people and put it on the pages to get. I want to see other Star Wars collectors like collections, so we can actually look at them and take a look at them, because there's some amazing fucking collections out there.
Oh yes,
that would be just nice just to look at, and get some inspiration. I mean, for me, I don't really need it, but like for Ed, I would love to see that. So, but yeah, just that's all I wanted to bring up real quick. Just kind of talk about that. But I'll let you take over.
You're a builder. You're a builder there, Ed.
Yeah. Well,
Stuff, like
I haven't.
Stuff, do you?
I haven't done a lot recently, but yes,
Steve,
I do enjoy it.
Steve, don't let this motherfucker tell you that shit, yo. This motherfucker, yo. I can only tell you later. I don't want to put his business out there, but yo, I hate him so much, yo, because the shit he's built. But mind you, me and Lil ain't even on that kind of page. But I know that you, Steve, like, yo, this motherfucker built some shit. I looked out. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, I built all this. I was like, get the fuck out of here. What?
I love the
I
Man, you
can't
gotta
even build Legos, man.
This
So
room that I'm sitting in, I built this room. So it's like I taught myself how to lay carpet this last weekend. It's a whole process.
This guy.
I know how to do carpet. My dad made me do it at 10 in a bunch of condos. Slave labor.
Careful.
That's why I can paint, and that's why I can put in carpet. I
Dad's
can't
gonna
do anything else.
letter in the mail. Like what the fuck? So your dad's gonna get like a letter from a lawyer in the mail.
All right, Ed,
Just throw it out.
I'll let you take this thing.
So, some of our Star Wars news. Of course, this is not really news, and it just made me laugh when I read this. That Daisy made the comment about, hey, there weren't many offers coming after Rise of Skywalker. Now, I'm not usually one for the profanity, but no shit. Like, that's just how it works. When that happens, if it doesn't have a positive trend, you're going to kind of get shelved for a little bit.
I have a lot of complaints about the sequel trilogy, but one of them isn't like the acting. The acting never bothered me. Like I never once pointed the finger at any actor and went like, there's the fucking problem, this guy. No. And I thought Daisy even did fine. For me, it was just the storylines. But
I think me and Steve I remember when we first watched The Force Awakens, we were like, man, this girl's really good. She should be Laura Croft. Like I remember that conversation we may have had, and I felt
we hated the Laura Croft movie, so
I mean, but then we got that one shitty one on the bike, which was horrible. I forgot who played Laura Croft, but it was terrible.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah.
Vikander.
Yeah. I felt like when she was, on when she was on her planet, like she was, trying to find shit. Like she would have been a perfect Laura Croft. And I'm pretty sure, like I think it's a Star Wars curse that if you do something, you may not get, like there's some people who have, outlasted that curse, but there's some people who don't outlast that curse. Like you're not going to.
I mean, you look at every cast, right? Like it's Harrison Ford is the only one that's made it out of the original trilogy that made himself a big name. Right. Ewan McGregor, I mean,
Ewan McGregor was already established though.
Yeah. Right. And so was Liam,
okay.
Right? Liam
Hayden Christensen. He didn't have a whole lot going on after Star Wars.
That's what I'm saying. Like that they don't. Like, especially if you're the newbie.
Mark Hamill. I guess it's like the lead. It's only the leads.
I guess, yeah.
Well, Carrie Fisher didn't really have a lot either. Like she didn't do much.
Blues Brothers.
A lot.
Carrie Fisher did a lot before, and she did enough after this. She was just fine. But I don't know, like Mark Hamill, it was well later on in life when I was like, wait, Luke Skywalker's Joker? You know what I mean? That wasn't like common knowledge when I was watching Batman.
Yeah, but also series. That was like 10 years after the fact.
Yeah. Right.
I don't even think Billy D. Williams did anything.
I mean, he had movies, but nothing huge.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
His bigger movies were prior to that.
Yeah. Like Mark Hamill did a lot of voice acting.
Yeah.
Because nobody wanted the face on screen because everybody'd be like, "Oh, that's Luke Skywalker."
I mean, Oscar Isaac was already an established actor before.
Right, he was already doing other things. That's what I'm saying. But he wasn't the lead. He wasn't the focal point of the.
Everybody else in the movies, we already knew from everywhere. Even John Boyega, we'd all seen Attack the Block. We all knew he was going to be.
Adam Driver broke that though. He did a lot, and I think he wasn't established prior.
I think we're going to see a lot more of John Boyega still. I think he's got a long ways to go. But Daisy Ridley was like the only like newcomer hitting. Yeah. Or I don't know, maybe she wasn't something before the Star Wars movies, but I had
no. But she did a movie with Spider-Man and it wasn't good.
That wasn't before. That was after.
That was after. But again, that's she did a couple of
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland.
Movie.
Oh, that was that one where they like hear each other's thoughts or some weird shit.
Yeah.
I remember when we watched the trailer, you guys were excited, and then
I was excited, and then I watched it.
Wasn't that a book?
It was a book. It was a series of books that they tried to cram into one movie.
It was.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that being.
She was in one of those. She was one of those Kenneth Branagh movies, one of those Nile ones. Murder.
Yeah, but she wasn't the main character. Really.
The main character.
I mean, that was an ensemble cast.
It was. Right.
I ain't seen none of those movies.
It sucks. It sucks.
Really good.
It sucks for her. I feel like she should have got more opportunities to do other things. But
so are they calling? Is it like a new Jedi Order? Is that like the tagline, or is that like the description? Is it running?
That's
title?
what it's being called right now. It's not official, but
it's better than Venom: The Last Dance. But we'll talk about that on Saturday.
What is that?
The title of
Venom. You're not being serious, right?
No, that's what is all over Twitter. That's what it's called. I don't know if it's really called that, but that's what they're alleging.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Jake Lloyd's mother was talking about his struggles with mental illness, and it's pretty severe. Now, one of the things that she had talked about was that this in no way relates to his being a child actor. It runs in his family, but just how bad it is, and he's in treatment for it right now. So, it's great that she's talking about it and kind of bringing it out into the open. Obviously, wish him nothing but the best in going through the treatment. And I wanted to make sure I put at the bottom of this that there is a hotline. So there's such a stigma that goes with mental illness that the more people talk about it, bring it out in the open. So feel bad for Jake Lloyd. And this goes to the Celebration 1. So again, Celebration was an unknown thing. I'm there with a buddy of mine, Tom. We're in Denver, and unlike now Celebration, where these big events, we're at a Air Force base in Denver, and there's a little classroom where they have a little projector, and they're showing who knows what about Phantom Menace that hasn't released yet. And my buddy's just elbowing me, and he's pointing. I'm like, "What the hell is your problem?" I was sitting right next to Jake Lloyd in the theater. I mean, it probably sat like 30 people, but he was right there with me. And then finally I'm like, "Oh," and I just like nonchalant was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He just kind of looked and smiled and waved, and off he went. But that's how Celebration was on the first one. Like very low.
That's not how Celebration was in 2019. I'll tell you that.
No, it was not.
No, now they
there was a 2-hour line to get a cup.
Yeah. No, it's a lot
Get your
different.
cup.
But yes.
You know what? That experience, that the celebration we went to, and that was our first time all together.
We did it wrong. Was there a second time all together? Was there a second time?
Second time. Sorry, yeah, second time. We just did it wrong, and I think we didn't.
We were trying to cram so much bonding time together that we just did not let the experience take us.
Right. We were not like in the right frame of mind to do Star Wars Celebration. The whole time we were there, we're like, we should just go hang out somewhere.
We were. And for me, as a Star Wars fan, I think my Star Wars fandom wasn't as high as it is now. And I think that was, remember, we was all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, my wife and kids did it better than we did.
They did. They
dressed up. They went and took photos. They got some art. They did this. They were talking to people. I was like, all right.
We did some laps and bounced.
We did. We went around. I think, I look at them prices. I was like, ooh, I'm not paying that. I was like, I'm not paying
You went and looked at those lightsaber hilts. I was like, fuck that. I can make you one.
Yeah, we did. We did do that, right?
It's right there.
Now in hindsight, Steve, I was like, damn, I should have probably bought some of that shit.
Some of that stuff wasn't that bad priced.
No, it was not. It was not. We were definitely on a different level, but it's very interesting, man. I'm definitely going to do it again, though. I'm going to do it again. So we'll see. Ed, here you go.
I don't know. Did you see these, Sean? Because I know
I did. I seen a review on them too.
So what was the review? Because when I saw them, they looked very cool. I love the box that's in them because it calls back to how they were presented to her in the Gendy series.
Right.
But looking at the actual saber hilts, they, at least from what I can tell from the images, they look a little cheap. But they're not inexpensive.
They're Disney park lightsabers, so they're not really cheap. And although you'll be witness to that, you already know how those Disney park are, but I think the size of them is very, very big. Like it's huge. Like it's like Black Series. Some Black Series is actually fine, but some of them are very, very big. And I think that was maybe, with hilt collectors, I think the size of some of these are too big. And like when you put them in your hands, they're just like pause. They're like huge. So it's like holding them is like, man, what am I doing with this?
He's pausing on Star Wars show. Pause.
So, I think, but look, the display of it and the way it's laid out, beautiful. Like that's straight from Clone Wars.
It looks sexy. It does.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I'm not really deep into the hilts like I used to be. So I'm fine with not having those. And they were like $400 or $500. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I didn't see the price, so I didn't.
And they're limited, so there's
you
don't get them. You're gonna miss it.
If you're into it, then $400. That's part in the win.
Well, it's also two sabers, right? So that's part of it, right? Like one saber usually costs you around $250, depending on the type. So that makes sense.
The problem is, I think, well, when I see somebody open the box, usually a lot of these have like a music thing to them. It's like a music box. That one doesn't have anything to it. It just opens up and it's just like whatever. It would have been cool if it had like her voice say, down with the Jedi or something like what she said quoted in Clone Wars, which would have been cool as shit, but it didn't do any of that. So it's a hit or miss if you want it, but You know, they had those same hilts, I think, in the Disney parks for a while, didn't they, though?
I don't know if they're the same ones or if they're an updated set, but I thought they did have her sabers in there, but I can't remember. They have so many hilts, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So.
So they talked about the Mandoverse and that they are looking to fast track the movie as far as a release, but in doing so, the thought is that means season 4 gets put to the back burner. So I don't know if that's the case. What's everybody's thoughts? I mean, are you more excited to get the movie a little sooner, and that the price you have to pay is that season 4 is going to get pushed? I don't know.
If the movie makes good money, we won't see a season 4. What we'll see is a sequel movie.
Just all
Where did
theatrical.
where did season 3 end? Where did that leave off?
That was when they were on Mandalore and they had blown up that secret Imperial base that
And Moff Gideon had that, like,
but
But
his
he got
armor.
taken down.
Yeah.
right.
So they had like the big dog fighting scene with the Mandalorians versus all the evil guys with the jetpacks and shit.
Yep.
And they ousted Moff Gideon. They take back Mandalore, right?
Mhm.
And then Mando and Grogu fly off and
and they're sitting in a little house. Yeah, they're in a little house at the end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That Grief Karga gave them.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
I guess that would be kind of a decent spot to like pick up like the one last adventure kind of story. I guess. I don't know. I feel like the movie should kind of be like a 2-hour, like really expensive finale episode. You know, of like give me the season 4 that like leads to why I need a huge movie at the end, and then give me something really big in the theater to go finish it off with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want an Avengers style movie.
Yeah.
Like
I just don't know. I don't know where the story's at right now that you would
to garnish a
big movie.
Yeah, I agree with Steve too. Like I don't think it's there. Like I think a season 4 would be better to lead into another movie. But then again, I don't know if even Mando and Grogu even need a movie. That's the worst part about it. I don't think it's there for me. Like but then again, I believe in David Filoni, so
I was gonna say I whatever Dave Filoni wants to put out there, I'm good.
Yeah, maybe he has a story, but like to me, in my eyes, I don't see a story.
And here's the thing too. Like we know we're getting Ahsoka season 2, right? So this could be the bridge between that.
Yeah.
Then we get a season 2 of Ahsoka, and then we get that bigger movie with Mando, Ezra, Ahsoka, all of them together to take on Thrawn, right? So you have pieces, right? You don't need a season 4. A 2-hour movie can tell that story. And to be honest, we've watched a lot of these series, right? How much filler is in these series? Quite a bit. I don't need to see Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, going from town to town again, doing missions to get intel. Like we're watching that in the Bad Batch. I mean, like we're just going through this over and over again. Give me a concise movie, then give me the Ahsoka series of how she gets off out of that galaxy, and then give me the movie where Thrawn's the big bad and we've got to fight Thrawn. Like so, you can do that and you can save some time. And I think that's what they should do. We've gotten 3 seasons of Mandalorian and Grogu. Boom.
If your Mandalorian movie has like Ahsoka and who's the other one?
Well, doesn't even need
Lady
Ahsoka.
Sackhoff. Who's
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
I think that's what the focus needs to be, like him building that part, and maybe you tie in Ezra and these other characters because
the Thrawn stuff.
Because Thrawn's now taking on, and then you've got Ahsoka over here.
You need Thrawn with a budget if you want to show him in his full power, like.
Because Thrawn is just that manipulative kind of dude.
No, I want to see like the big shit. You know what I mean? Like the big space battles, the big full on. Like that's what I think when I think of Thrawn. Like, yeah, he is that guy that sits very calmly in the midst of battle in a big chair on his the bridge of his Star Destroyer, of course, but also the action outside. You know what I mean? Like I want to see some good space battles. Let's have that because Thrawn also commands those very well.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right.
So,
All right.
Zombie Hunter says that he hasn't gone down the collecting of the lightsaber rabbit hole yet. Probably only a couple. I agree. I mean, I got a Vader hilt, and I'm probably pretty good. Although Jenny wants a Leia hilt, so.
Hey, this is still you, or?
Yeah, but you've got some things now, some pieces that you wanted to show, right?
Well, I want to talk about how Anthony Daniels C-3PO head
His sell-off
sold for $850,000.
So that was his last one. Did this one sell only for $852?
Yeah, this was on $850,000.
Okay, because the one he did last year sold for $850, or not? Was it last year? Remember when he had that first auction?
Yeah,
I think that sold for $850 too.
Well, this one $843,000.
Yeah, Sean, you know you would love to have something like that.
I'm fine with the one I have. I think
I know you are, but could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Not for used.
Not for
yeah.
That's fuck you money. that's fuck you money.
This is his personal collection. Have they said, like, is he donating the money? Is he keeping the money? I mean,
yeah, man,
it's his collection. He can do it. He can do whatever he wants, but I didn't know if.
No wonder it's all dirty and banged up.
It's not like he made tens of millions of dollars in these movies. He was like the very, very side character. I'm sure in the original trilogy, you might have gotten, especially the first movie, probably got $50 in a hamburger.
Yeah,
and attaboy.
And it was like, don't eat that hamburger until you finish filming because we can't get you a new suit.
We need you in this fucking suit, like in the middle of the desert, a lot.
I've seen a lot of his. I've been watching a lot of making of, and when they first got him that suit, Jesus, like he went through pain to get into that suit. And like the shoe was like splitting up his fucking like his ankle, and like he said that it was excruciating. There were times where he would walk and he couldn't even really walk, and he'd fall over, and like it was really hard for him to don that suit in the first Star Wars. And I think after the fact they made it a little bit more comfortable for him, but Jesus, like I mean, just to go through what he went through and to have that and to sell it, like he's getting old, so shit, like why not sell it? Like what is he gonna do with it? So whatever money he's making from it, I mean, whatever his
and that's a Return of the Jedi head, so there's some Return of the Jedi fan out there, some collector that has only Return of the Jedi. They've narrowed their Star Wars collecting down to just that, and it's like they have everything. You know what I mean? Like
Random Rick's reviews wrote, and C-3PO sucks even when people are paying
for $850,000. Shit.
I mean,
yeah, I don't think anybody has like it's not even like that shit's.
Well, you have to be independently wealthy to just drop that.
That's
of all things, right? Like C-3PO's head.
Do you take a firm?
You take a payment plan on that? Because an 80-year payment plan? Like, come on, man. That's
I only got to pay $75,000 a month for the next 3 years.
I was gonna say I don't even know what that would cost. Like,
I don't know what prop replica I would. Well, that's a good question actually, and I probably ask all of us, what is a prop replica that you would love to have in your collection that if you got it, what would you do with it? To me, I don't know, but like just to ask anybody, like Steve.
Like, what would you do with it? What do you mean?
No. Like, what would you?
I mean, I would.
What would you want? Like, hello, I'm sorry, I apologize.
I'm trying to think. Like, what would I do with it? Like, okay, what prop replica could I have sex with? Let's think.
Wow.
Got to get that Dune popcorn bucket. Let's see.
It's a huge question, but
I'm not sure. I'm thinking about that. I don't know. Like, I would like to maybe get like one of the a screen used Ranger helmet. Probably that would be cool.
Damn, that would
probably be cool for me.
That would
or even what I would like more than that would be like a helmet that they used on like one of the Zords or something. like the Megazord, like the guy wore that did like the big robot fighting, you know, like Godzilla style.
Yeah.
I'd like a prop like that.
Hmm.
And then I would just display it.
I like a
Toby screen worn
suit
mask.
Mask full suit that I could put on a dummy and just kind of have it displayed, but I ain't paying $850,000 for that.
No. If it was in your grasp and you could get it, like, yeah,
if it was reasonable, yeah,
650,000. I mean,
okay, well that's easy.
Yeah.
That's just grocery money.
Yeah, Ed.
See, where I am now, I love the cosplay part of it, but I'd be torn because while I'd love something that's the screen used, but I don't know if I would be able to actually wear it out because then that would just
You can't wear a screen. You know
I know, and I would struggle with that because that would just be awesome. And then the other part too is, the stuff that you can either make yourself or get is so much better in person than the screen use stuff. Screen use stuff looks great on screen, but when you see them in person, a lot of times it's like,
well, because they're also not made to last, right?
Correct.
Exactly.
So it's like
they disintegrate.
Yeah, because have you seen like the Ninja Turtle heads from the first movie?
Oh,
like how that latex foam is
like nightmares. But still, it would be the act of just having it. Like this.
Yeah, just to have
this is
it.
in
Like
that movie.
just
Like,
the
that's
one
really
piece
cool.
that you would want to. There's no piece that you would want to have.
I think if I were to choose, though, it would be what's over your shoulder, Sean, the Darth Vader helmet and bust, but screen used. Because he is by far the best villain ever. And to know that was, oh, yeah.
I think it's like wants a screen use thing. It's like,
oh, yeah, well.
Something that was on TV. I don't want that.
Yeah, screen use is like,
that is
what I would want. It would have to be like a screen used ship, like the Millennium Falcon.
Ooh, like a mini
TIE Fighter.
Those minis are big. Those things, some of those minis are huge.
Yeah, but
studio scale. Like I would love to have one of those in shit condition. Like it wouldn't even matter to me. Like I would just take it just to have it. Like, I've got some stuff that has been modeled after the original pieces, but I would love to have one of the original.
I mean, if you got 425,000, Random Rick has got it for you.
Half price, baby.
For half the price.
Yes.
400,000.
Real quick, I did get.
You know what you need, Sean? The helmet that Dave's got behind him, those Imperial guards, red ones.
Yeah.
You need one of them right there.
I'm not into helmets anymore, but dude, I would love.
But that one.
I was gonna say, like that's OG. Like you would need that.
I've seen them too. They're available. Believe me, they are available.
Oh,
I know. I just don't have the right display for that one. I don't know.
Ugh, it looks clean because it would just sit there like.
Remember what we said in the beginning? Just get it. You'll figure out how to display it.
Yeah. I did get a couple of Star Wars pieces this week.
It's a trap.
I got the Admiral Akbar from Gentle Giants.
That's nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Is that a 6 scale?
It is a 6 scale though. It's very big. It's like
it feels bigger than a 6, but I can tell. Yeah,
it's a premiere, like one of the premieres.
Yeah, the premiere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, I didn't realize he had.
That's the ones I collect, the Marvel ones that I like.
Yeah. I didn't. I honestly, I forgot I had it on pre-order, and then Big Bad Toy started charging for it. I was like, damn. I was like, I didn't know if I really wanted it.
What
but then when huh?
You're like, what is this charge?
Yeah, but then when I got it, I was like, oh man, this is actually really nice, man. It does come out with a swap out hand with a gun, but man, he didn't have a gun, so why use that? But great detail. They did an amazing.
Wait, is he holding a clipboard?
He is.
What is he holding?
Yeah,
an iPad.
It's like a data pad.
The little data pad. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
his forearms are gigantic.
I know.
I didn't realize they were so big. Looks like Popeye.
It's like Popeye.
I love Thrawn. I mean, not Thrawn. I mean, I did love Akbar as a kid, so I actually like that piece. And then my last piece I got, it was actually what is this, Kotobukiya the Yoda fountain that is in Industrial Light and Magic in California. This is actually made of porcelain. They only made a certain amount of these, and then once they're all gone, they destroy the mold. So this is a very exclusive piece. They made 1,138 pieces. I really kind of want
38.
Yeah. So I thought this was a really cool piece. I was like, oh man, this is really cool. So to get it and to have it, really cool piece. It comes off. It's magnetized. So, but yeah,
is it a working fountain?
I wish it was, Steve.
Can you put water in it?
It'd be awesome. Dope as shit to have. I would love
Wouldn't it. To just have trickling water in the background.
Yeah, I would love to get some.
I always have to pee when I'm down here, and I don't know why.
Some type of acrylic or something like that, and then put the water in there. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna make one like this. I would.
There you go, Ed. Thank you for laughing at my dad joke.
So, thanks, zombie.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Probably.
Did I pick that up?
No, it was like $25.
Which one? Oh, what, the Yoda piece?
He found it at a flea at a farmer's market.
I found it at a con for cheaper than the retail price.
I can already hear it. I found this for a really good deal. Like, damn it.
I couldn't pass it up because on Amazon it's going for like $160, and what I paid for it wasn't $160.
It wasn't $160.
I heckled down. I used the Lil's tactics. So listen, his tactics work very well. So anyway,
always negotiate.
Yep. So what really brought us here is to talk about Bad Batch episodes 6 and 7. Steve, you did not watch it, but you know what? You'll know what's probably going on because I'm gonna be showing clips anyway, but not live clips. But
I'll probably be just listening for the most part. But
although you got a chance to watch it, right?
Yep. Cool. Just finished it, which was why I was a few minutes late.
This is a very dark episode. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I could just imagine. I love the thought of Lil looking at Bad Batch and looking at the clock and sweat. He's just like, "Fuck, hurry up!"
John's gonna be so mad at me.
Like, they're not even doing anything, Carl.
Oh my god! I love all day, every day. It's like this fucking episode was shit. Well, you know, there's gonna be spoilers here, so I had to play a spoiler warning for y'all. I appreciate, take your time, listen. If you don't like it, you gotta step away. But I am playing a spoiler. This is for episodes 6 and 7 of the Bad Batch. Yeah, I didn't think it.
I was going to say, did you get rid of it or did you cut it short?
I cut it short. All right. So this episode, Ed, you got to remember. Remind me what the first episode was called. I forgot what it was.
Infiltration, season 3, episode 6. And I was totally thrown off because I was thinking when we were getting these two as infiltration and extraction, I thought it was going to have to do with Tantus. It did not.
Yeah, Ed, we did say that last week, didn't
we? Not yet.
We were wrong.
We gotta wait on that.
This episode started off kind of with the Dark Trooper watching Rex trying to build a rebellion against the Empire. But this was an awesome episode because it did feature one of my favorite clones, Captain Rex.
Right when I saw Rex, I was like, well, can't talk smack about this episode because Sean will yell at me.
No, the fuck you can't. That does not work with me. You can't. Captain Rex is unbeatable. But I started off with a couple old clone characters. I don't know their names, so believe me, please don't butcher me.
Senator Singh from Raxus and Senator Chuchi from Pantora.
Thank you very much, Ed. Jeez, man.
I love the name Chuchi.
That's good. Oh, yeah.
Where are you at when hey Steve, where's he at when we talking Game of Thrones?
I'm saying. We had characters mixed up for years.
Ed just needs to be the background, just yelling out the proper names on every episode.
I'm pretty sure he's doing at home. But yeah, just Captain Rex kind of, trying to strike a deal with this character who is from the Clone Wars, talking crazy about, the Emperor, is suspicious, which, mind you, the Emperor don't give two shits about what's going on. He's worried about his clones, and that's all he's worried about at this point. So,
but this is kind of cool that again, this is the start of the rebellion, and you kind of get to see to where she was all Republic during the Clone Wars, and of course he was from the Separatists. So this just kind of shows that everybody's like, oh shit, this empire is not a good thing. We got to figure out how to get out from under this. So,
right. Yeah.
And she was also involved when they were going after clones from the previous season.
Right. And the what was it, the Dark Trooper? I guess is that they're called Dark Troopers?
I just call them assassins because I don't know if they've really.
Yeah, I don't think they're Dark Troopers. I think
I don't think they've given them
because he even said that they were made different. They were programmed differently.
Yeah. He's with one of his clone brothers. Was it Gret? I can't remember his name.
Gregor,
not Gregor. That wasn't Gregor.
In here, I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it Gregor? I can't remember.
Or yeah, because I know they.
All these clones look alike.
I know.
Keep them
they all sound the same.
Dude, they all sound the same. But
same actor, just doing everything. It's how they save money. It's like, oh, here's the same model. Oh, we'll just paint his eye white. We'll put a little.
Yeah, but that one actor is raking it fucking in.
Was it Bradley Baker?
I know.
Bradley Baker all day, every day. It doesn't matter what it is. So they do capture the clone. Again, he's been brainwashed on, and pretty much, well, I guess he's an assassin. I guess he's an assassin out to destroy whatever they're trying to do. How did you feel about this episode? Like, were you feel like this was a filler episode in the beginning, or you kind of was like?
I mean, there was setup, right, and then So to me, I look at both these episodes as one episode because it's just such a bang continuation, and I see why it was dropped together on one night, right?
Oh, I can see
they were both shorter time. I mean, I get for the episode count, but they probably should have just made it, one episode, so I don't have to rewatch the intro credits again because I'm like, you're just continuing right off the bat. Yeah. I did like it. I did like it because I liked that it was some more
filler.
Well, no, but it was in-depth story about some of these clones and some of what they've gone through. And I think what really kicked it off was the end of episode 7 that kind of helped kind of tie it all together. So why to me like this they should have just made it one 40-minute episode.
I agree. I agree with you on that one too.
Because there was some good action, and then they just kind of cut, and then it's like, oh, let's bring it in and keep the action going. Because like episode 7 was just straight on action.
Agreed.
But I didn't mind this episode. Again, I'm hoping building up to something that I'm not expecting. I don't want it to be more of the Palpatine clone stuff. I want it to be something different. And I hope it is. Although I thought here was a prediction that you guys both made. Well, maybe it was episode 7, but a prediction that you guys made, I thought was coming true already, and I was like, "Oh, damn!"
So high.
And it came close on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
it's like, no.
Yeah. So I'll just say, because we're in spoilers, like the Crosshair almost dying. I was like, he's done.
Yeah, I thought it was a wrap already. When we get to the next episode, we'll talk about that. But we get again. I don't know how much I think. To me, I think Crosshair is probably one of the better of these clones, and I think just because he has so much more impactful things on here, and like they're just building us up to like let us down real slow.
Well, he's been through more than all of them, right? And he's gone back and forth, so he doesn't fit with anyone 100%. They're learning to kind of regain their trust in him, but he still doesn't even trust himself. And I think that's it too, because you see it with his shot. He's not making his shots like he used to. He's just not the same. Right. Yet he might be better. And I think like this season so far, it's like, he's probably my favorite character to follow. And I think it's weird because like Hunter, I can care less about. Like he has done
I
nothing.
know, right?
He's just been kind of like that brooding, weird father figure that just sits there and watches everybody. And I'm like, just do something. Like
he's like
cool
in
the
Leonardo.
first.
But he's like Leonardo in many ways if you think about it.
But Leonardo still does cool stuff, right? Like I get it, but he still has his moments. Hunter hasn't had that this season.
No.
Yeah, I agree. This was their beef, I guess. I forget Gregor. I can't remember his goddamn name.
No, this is a different one. Gregor was on the first part.
This is not Greg. It's not Gregor. It's Gror or something like that. It's something with a G. But they had an issue. I think it was season 1 or 2. That he took out his whole squad.
Ryloth.
Yeah. And for what happened, I don't know. I forgot what happened, and the whole situation happened. So he has a bitterness towards him, and I think it kind of played off in the series. And then, she gets a new toy. Clearly,
yeah,
pretty much a new toy to be sold at the Disney parks and everywhere else, and a Black Series figure. But the really weird part, a little, and I'm gonna tell you, and it is that I don't know what the hell's going on with not Tech, but
Echo.
But like he showed up late, and that was last episode. But there's like something going on in between. I don't know what's going on with his story.
Yeah, he's just kind of a drop in, drop out.
Right. It's a weird, like, what's going on in between? What is he doing? And I don't think he's going to betray anybody, but like there's something, there's a side story going on, but they're not telling us what it is. So my curiosity is a little bit, kind of there on this. And then, we get to see
ship.
His ship is cool, but we also get to see Rex's fortress that looks like Jabba's palace, which was very
that was Teth. That was from the original Clone Wars movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was like the very first place when they went, and it was something with the Hutts when they had Rex and all of them, and they were attacking this. So obviously Rex kind of kept it in the back of his head and was like, now that we cleared this place out, I might be able to use that later on. So, and there's been a lot of talk about the structure of the building. It's similar to Jabba's palace. So it's the Boamar monks, which, if you remember from Return of the Jedi, those little spider creatures.
Yes.
So it's one of their temples originally, which is a very big theme in Star Wars. They always kind of go and take over, run down old facilities like Yavin. So,
they were talking about M count, and they're trying to piece together what the M count is. And the M count is, we all know what it is. It's a Mandalorian count.
Midichlorians.
Midichlorians. I apologize. And they're trying to figure out what it is. And I think that, that's something that Rex kind of analyzed and trying to figure out, like, why is that so important? And that.
So what do you guys think, to where is it an intentional that they refer to it now as the M count? Because the whole midichlorian thing got so much shit from Phantom Menace that everybody was like, oh, wait, all of a sudden Jedi aren't special. So you can't just take it out of the story now, but do they change the reference so it's not so, I don't know, in your face, like, oh, goddamn, that midichlorian thing again?
Yes.
No, I don't know.
I think that's what it is. I think because people laughed it off so much, but it's a big part of it. And also, it makes sense. I mean, like, the Jedi understand what midichlorians are. These people don't, because they don't have the Force, so they don't understand what that means. So you can go multiple ways with it. So, but I do think that's a shorthand to kind of get past that.
The only person that would really, really, really kind of know would be Rex, I would think, at this point, because he was around the Jedis more than anybody.
Yeah, but it's not like
they're not talking about it.
Exactly.
No, they're not talking about it.
Yeah, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon aren't like, well, my midichlorian count's like 1,500. You're only 900. You suck.
Right.
So like he wouldn't know. And that's probably why they do that, and it's probably why the Emperor is the only one. And he says this is what I'm looking for in the blood, and he just says call it the M count. Because he doesn't want to give away what he's looking for and what it means.
Yeah.
So I can see that he's keeping it close to the vest, but I also see it as the writers we don't want to be made fun of again.
Yep. So the episode ends. The assassin clone broke in. The second assassin clone broke in, and he infiltrated and blew up the whole base camp, and they got a chance to escape. Boom, boom, and then we get this little surprise, little nugget of Commander Wolf.
Yes, indeed.
And if you don't know who Commander Wolf is in Rebels. So just to let you guys know that.
I remember.
Yeah, he is in Rebels. He's the one-eyed dude. Steve, you actually watched Rebels, I think, right?
I know who Commander Wolf is.
Yeah. So he has a little cut eye, which was a souvenir from Asajj Ventress. So he shows up, and I did not know that him and Rex were not together as a crew. Apparently, I did not know the Empire is still using clones. I still it's still there, but I thought they were getting rid of all of them. But see Commander Wolf,
phasing
there.
them out.
Yeah, but he's still a commander. He still has his own unit, so that's really cool.
Well, because he's still loyal.
Yeah.
Right. Well, was.
Well, that's all. Well, I mean, it's kind of we already know now at this point, but that was episode 6. So again,
yeah, there's a couple little things that I liked. The whole early scene with the senators.
Mm-hmm.
And this will go just because Rex is so cool. How once they recognize that they're under attack and they throw that thermal detonator, his move to kind of roll, scoop it, and throw it out the window was fantastic.
Great fucking move.
Oh, that again just makes him such a good character and clone. And they touched it at the end of this one, and I think it's I'm trying to wrap my head around it myself. So you've got Crosshair, who when you've got the assassin clone that they learned their lesson and they took the suicide tooth out so he couldn't just kill himself.
Right.
But as they're doing it, and of course Echo's like, wait, Crosshair's like, you have him alive?
Right.
And he automatically knows, like, no, they're tracking him. It's like, no, we scanned him. No, they're tracking him. So, that kind of, how does he really know all of the detail? That was something we've never seen before. So,
well, I mean, he said it too. Like
they tried to recruit him.
They wanted to recruit him, right?
Right. But I mean, if you weren't recruited, how would you know all of the technical details behind it?
Well, I think they tried, and I think he tried. But remember, he said he's broken or whatever. So I think maybe they tried to do whatever they did to the others, and that's why like that hand-to-hand combat scene where I thought he was going to go. It seemed like he knew the person he was fighting very well, very closely.
So
there's something there too.
One of the things that I read was that, what's the thought that because they're doing manipulation on these clones, that they're using part of Crosshair to create or manipulate and change because they recognize, hey, he's really good at being an assassin. He's a lone sniper. Can we utilize part of him to make these other clones more like him? So are they, I don't know.
Oh man, if they took his helmet off and they were exactly, he had the whole everything, it was like a perfect clone of him.
To me, I think they're taking parts of the Bad Batch and they're splicing them into new clones. That's what I think, because a hunter's a hunter. He's got a good, he knows how to hunt really well. That's a good part of putting it into another clone. The shooting part into another, the tech part into another clone, the strength part into another clone. So I think that they are taking all the clones and making their own battalion at some point. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. That's just my guess. But we'll see. We had to wait to see what happens. This is the next episode. This is Extraction. We jump right into it from last episode. They're trying to escape this little palace, this little hideout. They have an extra way to get out, so they're actually bouncing. I do love this green outfit, but unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see a lot of it because it's so damn dark. This episode was dark. Like I don't understand, but I don't understand for animation why it's so dark. It can be a little bit like gray.
Setting a mood.
It's like we can't let him see the bad special effects. We gotta hide it in the dark.
So, does the green designate that he was part of the force from Kashyyyk?
Yeah,
because they all had green.
I think, yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
and these assassin clones, I love that armor.
Yeah, that helmet.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that shit is really cool as shit. Like, that's a helmet that somebody's gonna have to make at some point. Like, because that's pretty fucking awesome. So
yeah,
good luck with
that. From the previous episode, when they brought up the hologram, like, what are those clones doing to where it's like, okay, why did you bother me? Like, we have a mission for you. But he was just so like, almost as if he was hanging out or asleep or whatever. And they're like, why did you activate me? Like, seriously, leave me alone. Just the attitude that he had.
Yeah. And the assassin's just not really obeying what Wolf has to say, which, you start to realize and you start to look at, like, why the clones are like defected and like, what, I don't want to be a part of this shit anymore. And this episode kind of played it into like Wolf starting to realize that whatever the Empire is doing, it don't sound good. And they're trying to hunt down a kid and shit. But go ahead.
As soon as they arrived, that was his first comment. He's like, these are clones. These aren't, I don't even forget what term he used, but he's like, yeah, these aren't the people we thought we were coming to apprehend.
Yeah.
Like, these are our brothers. So he was thrown off even right out of the gate.
Right. So we get into a whole heated thing where the assassin is coming after the rest of the crew. And then this is where you get that point of like, this might be the end of Crosshairs. But I did like this sniper vision shit. Like that, these two episodes, the sniper vision shit was really, really cool. Like, I really did. Steve, if you got a chance to see this one, they have like a predator vision. And if you see it in the background a little bit, it's like, oh shit, like they're both watching each other, and it was really, 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 really good episode. Really, really, they did a really good job with that. I thought that was really cool.
The only thing, when they were trying to escape that first ambush and they threw their smoke grenades to kind of provide cover, you think somebody would have told Omega, don't pull out that bright glowing crossbow right now, because we're gonna hide except you. They're gonna see you everywhere you go,
and they're looking for you specifically.
Yeah, she does moves. She does moves based off like a kid, like a kid would do.
And there was one other thing that drove me absolutely crazy. When they were escaping and they're going down the stairs and the assassins disobeys orders and he's following.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool, the little grenade thing that Crosshair attached to his gun to blow him off the wall.
Oh, that was tight.
But he's falling and he just reaches out and grabs the ledge and holds on.
Like Spider-Man. Yeah.
Like, come on.
It was very Spider-Man-esque.
Yeah. Like, if he'd used like a grappling hook or something else, but I don't care what kind of clone you are, you're not going to be able to start falling 3 stories and reach out and be able to just stop it. So, one of my little nitpicks.
That was a good shot right there. It looks like a painting.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
The best moment this is like one of the goodest moments of the episode, because Wolf discovers that Rex is still alive. He thought Rex had died. And I didn't know that they both thought that. Like, so he thought he died in the Clone Wars or whatever. Or Order 66, because Rex went back and told what happened to Ahsoka's crew, and they all went down in the flames in the last episode of the Clone Wars, and he told that story, and then it was kind of a reunion to be like, listen, I'm Rex, like, who I am. Like, I'm doing it for the right reasons. And I think that's where Wolf kind of start to realize that like what's going on, this ain't good.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really great moment to kind of like see them both kind of face to face, and Wolf finally takes off his helmet, and we get the eye and all that. I thought it was a really great moment. I really did.
I wonder if he's going to join their group.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We know he and Rex get together because from Rebels, they are the 2 of the 3 clones that they run into when they're even older.
Yeah, and even in the beginning of the last episode, one of the clones is like, yeah, I got Gregor's recipe for the food, which kind of played back into the Rebels too. He had a recipe in Rebels, and like I thought that was cool. So there's little small tidbits in here that kind of played in, and then the episode kind of ended, and it was like more, hey, we're going back to get the rest of the brothers clones, Wolf's crew, and then the rest of the crew kind of left. This guy's still alive.
Yeah,
I guess hey, I
thought what, he's gonna be an exact clone of Crosshair. That's it.
I can see that, and then
have the same marking and everything.
And then Rex, tells Hunter that, listen, Omega is important to what's going on. Obviously,
you need to figure it out.
Yeah, you need to figure that shit out. Pretty much, that's what he said. So you need to figure that shit out. So,
or you're gonna find out that the guy in the assassin helmet is the real Crosshair, and the one that you've been thinking is Crosshair.
Oh shit! Don't say that. Damn. But that's the test that they would kind of try to pull, though, right? And the whole time he was a fucking Steve.
That's deep.
That's it. You solved it. Now that I'm thinking about it, like him not being able to shoot accurately, him having some issues. He says that he was broken. He's a clone of a clone.
But he don't know he's a clone because this is the shit that they're trying to experiment on, because Palpatine is trying to make his own goddamn clones, and he's trying to test his shit out on fucking other clones, which makes so much goddamn sense at this point. Steve, you didn't even watch the goddamn episode, and I think you hit us with some knowledge. That's good. Look, they were both good episodes. I got, for me, I got to give them a hero. I thought they were really good. I enjoyed them both. And next week,
I give this a hero. I give these two a hero.
Nice.
The combo. If it was one episode and the next I had to wait till next week, I'd have been pissed.
Oh, next week you're gonna get a episode. It's gonna be the dog.
You're gonna learn how to play hopscotch on an alien planet.
Yeah, that's what you're
gonna friendship and telling the truth.
They're gonna have to do a mission for some other person who has intel about how to find, the other clones, and then they're gonna complete the mission, and then it goes over, and then it's
we gotta help these farmers get this local crime boss off their back.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. This is why I want a Mando movie, because I don't have to deal with that crap. I don't have to deal with him, falling in love with this girl and then, saving them. Then I've got to leave now with my baby and goodbye.
My baby.
And then go back to that curly-haired lady to fix his ship up, and then go back somewhere else. It's just give me a story. Stop.
Everyone just calls him Mando. That'd be so weird. I guess so we'd be Earthlings. So we'd just be walking around what's up, Earth?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did he get that moniker?
Yeah,
right. Other Mandalorian.
Well,
dang.
Well, remember his name is Din Djarin. So
yeah, but nobody calls him that.
But nobody calls him Din.
Yeah, when he was Mando.
When he was on the planet with Grief Karga, all the other Mandalorians were in hiding. They only saw him. He was the only one they knew. So at that point, if you're the only one, it's easy to call you Mando because you're the only Mandalorian we know of. So, and even still, all the other stuff that we've seen with all the other Mandalorians, there's really no one else there. So it's still not known.
Like the whole complaint. We're taking our planet back. I'm 20 of you? It's a small planet. Really
there weren't that many.
That's not enough to take back my cul-de-sac. Shit went down. You know what I'm saying?
Put on a helmet. We're taking back the code.
Yeah. Good luck. Those motherfuckers down there got guns.
He's got his Power Ranger helmet on.
No bucks.
He's got the fucking flute.
God damn.
Helmet's not bulletproof.
You're calling your other ranger nerds out there. All these people just start popping out of their houses.
Instead of fighting, we just do these extravagant karate poses.
You're just doing like these poses and like these flips and stuff, but like
they're all standing there. What the fuck? I'm like Sebastian, light the fireworks off in the background.
Oh, that'd be great. All right, man. That was episode 6 and 7.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, the Star Geeks, this week. Catch us next week. We'll be talking about the next episode.
Bad Territory.
Bad Batch, Bad Territory, which I don't know what it's going to be about. I'm not even going to guess.
I'm not going to guess. No, don't guess this time because we got it wrong.
Oh, I'm going to guess. They're going to go to a place that's not good, bad territory, and then they're going to have to like get credits or something. And they're gonna have to do a mission.
There's gonna be a part of their ship gets broken when they land.
Of course,
so they gotta fix. They
course.
gotta find a part.
Yep,
Some battery, you know.
Something drained and something leaked, and they had to get this.
We need the C4 pressure coil, and they only have it on this planet over here. So like,
it's 30,000 credits, but we only have 6.
So play a card game.
Let's play another card game. Let's play a dice game. Let's play this game. What are we doing? We're playing hide and go seek.
Oh my god!
Yeah, well,
I can't stand y'all. but you're so fucking right. That's the first part. Well, listen, I know that 3 of us will be here, but Steve, honestly, I kind of expected you to watch next week just because I kind of want to see what happens. To be like, what the fuck? But one time I watch it,
I just pop in and I'm like, what is this? I didn't even know Crosshair was back on the team.
Oh, spoiler! Now you know.
Yeah, I never even finished season 1. So.
But it's not even the real one now.
I know. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's my prediction.
Well, listen, this is Sean. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, watch. Send us some love. Write some comments. If you like what we're doing here, please come back and join us every Wednesday at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. This is Sean.
This is Steve.
This is
I'm on the top.
You're on the top.
Gross.
And this is Ed.
And may the force be with you.
Always.
Bottom bitch.